Ah, the irony, isn't it? The deliciously cruel twist of fate. They handed out misery like it was their birthright, strutted around as if the weight of their actions could never touch them. They played God in your life, judge, jury, and executioner, wearing their cruelty like a badge of honor. Untouchable, or so they thought. But oh, how the tables turn. Call it karma. Call it divine justice. Doesn't matter what name you slap on it, the outcome stays the same. Life gave them a taste, a small, bitter taste of what they dished out to you. And what did they do? They buckled. They wore arrogance like it was armor, convinced they were bulletproof. Every betrayal, every cruel word, every knife in your back, they thought it came with no strings attached, no cost. But the universe has a funny way of evening the score, doesn't it? All those sleepless nights they handed you, the choking self-doubt, the ache in your chest you couldn't shake, it came full circle. A shadow showed up at their door, carrying the weight of their sins, and oh, how they stumbled. The funniest part, they couldn't handle even a fraction of what they put you through. Not even close. They broke under the pressure of their own making. The same mouths that used to laugh at your pain are now spitting out cries of why me. It's poetic, really. The venom they so easily spewed is now choking them. They called you weak, dramatic, said you were too sensitive. But now they know. Oh, they know. They've been forced into your shoes, and those shoes, they pinch, they blister, they burn. But don't expect them to admit it. Nah, their pride won't let them. They'll call it a streak of bad luck, a rough patch. Anything but what it really is. Deep down, though, in the quiet moments when the guilt creeps in, they know. They're choking on the same poison they served you. What's hilarious is that they thought they were strong. They paraded around, acting invincible. But the tiniest sliver of your struggle has them falling apart. And let's not kid ourselves, this isn't the full storm. Not even close. This is just the breeze, a whisper of the chaos they rain down on you. And even that, enough to bring them to their knees. Now their days are filled with doubt. Their nights haunted by memories of the pain they caused. They tell themselves it's coincidence, that there's no such thing as karma. But the guilt? That's louder than their excuses. It eats away at them, bit by bit, tearing down the facade they built so carefully. And you're watching it all from the sidelines, calm, unshaken. You've already survived the worst of it. Walked through the flames and come out forged into something they'll never touch. What they're dealing with now is just the ripple. But ripples grow, don't they? They spread, they build, they consume. And while that wave crashes over them, you're not here to gloat. You don't need to. Revenge? That's life's job now. This isn't about you anymore, it's about them. Their reckoning, their karma, their mess to clean up. And oh, what a sight it is to see the mighty fall. To watch the same hands that once threw stones now tremble under the weight of their own choices. They thought you were fragile, didn't they? Thought you'd shatter under the weight of their cruelty. But while they were busy trying to break you, you were rebuilding yourself. You became unshakable, untouchable. And now they're the fragile ones. But let's not be cruel, right? After all, they're human too. Flawed, weak, lost. Maybe, just maybe, this glimpse of your pain will teach them something. Maybe it'll crack open their hearts, force them to grow. Or maybe not. Maybe they'll stay stuck in their selfish ways. But here's the thing, it's not your concern anymore. You've moved past them. And that's the real victory. You've reclaimed your joy, your peace, your strength. You're no longer the victim of their story. And oh, how that must burn. They wanted to break you, but all they did was make you indestructible. They wanted to see you fall, but you rose higher than they'll ever reach. Now they're left with the aftermath, the weight they once threw on your shoulders, now doubled and thrown back at them. They wake up every day with that gnawing ache, wondering why the air feels heavy. That's the weight of their own choices. The same choices that stole your sleep, your laughter, your peace. And now their cracks are showing. They laugh in public, put on a show, but in the quiet, That's where the truth spills out. They didn't think their actions had consequences. They thought they could toss people aside, treat them like disposable playthings. But you were a storm they never saw coming. Now that storm is tearing through their egos, their pride, their very sense of self. And as they crumble, you're free. Free to live, to laugh, to love. And that's their real punishment. While they wrestle with the mess they made, you're soaring, untethered, unstoppable. Funny, isn't it? The way life flips the script. They thought they had it all figured out, believed they were untouchable. But now they're unraveling, thread by fragile thread. They'll never admit it, of course. Pride won't let them. They'll put on a brave face, pretend everything's just fine. But you see it, don't you? That flicker in their eyes, the hesitation in their voice. It's not you haunting them. It's the version of themselves they became after losing you. The version they can't stand to face. And so they chase shadows. Every new face, every fleeting connection, it's all just a desperate attempt to fill the void you left behind. But here's the thing, no one measures up. Because no one else will tolerate the chaos you endured. No one else will bring the warmth, the depth, the light that you did. And when that truth hits them, it cuts deep, deeper than any words ever could. You were their constant, their anchor, their light in the dark. But they didn't realize it until the cold set in, until you were gone. They thought the sun would always rise for them, but you've set, leaving them fumbling in the night. Isn't it poetic, though? How they become prisoners of their own choices. They built walls to protect their pride, but now those same walls are closing in. Their world feels smaller now, doesn't it? Shrinking under the weight of their own regret. They want to control, but they're at the mercy of memories they can't escape. Every quiet moment is a mirror, reflecting what they lost, your strength, your resilience, your silence. And that silence, it's deafening. It's your masterpiece. A loud, unspoken reminder of everything they took for granted, of everything they'll never get back. They thought they could play with fire and walk away unscathed. But now, your absence burns. And that flame, it doesn't die out. It keeps growing, consuming, teaching them lessons they refused to learn when they had the chance. Regret isn't a passing storm for them. It's a constant shadow, following them into every corner of their lives. It's in their dreams, in their forced smiles, in the reflection they can't bear to look at each morning. They'll tell the world they're fine, laugh like nothing's wrong. But inside they're screaming, begging for a way to undo it all. The past, though, is a locked door. And they've thrown away the key. Meanwhile, you've moved on. Your silence isn't just a lack of words, it's a statement. A declaration that you're done playing their games, done being a piece in their broken puzzle. Your silence is freedom, pure and simple. Freedom for the person you're becoming, the one they'll never know. They'll try to reach out. A text here, a call there, maybe even an apology. But it won't be real, will it? It'll be soaked in guilt, driven by desperation, a hollow attempt to ease their conscience. You'll see right through it. You'll know it for what it is, a weak echo of something they'll never understand. And you'll stay silent. Because this isn't about revenge anymore. It's about peace. It's about choosing yourself in ways they never could. It's about stepping into your power, valuing your worth, and leaving their chaos behind. Their regret. That's theirs to carry. You've got no part in it now. Let them sit in the wreckage. Let them feel every ounce of the pain they dished out. Let them wrestle with the lessons life is teaching them now. But that's not your problem anymore. Your story doesn't end with their regret. It starts with your resilience. And as they watch from afar, as they see you building a life that has nothing to do with them, they'll finally get it. They didn't just lose you. They lost the best thing they ever had. And that realization, that's a punishment they'll carry forever. So let them stew in their misery. Let them face the ghosts of their decisions. You don't need to do a thing. Life has already stepped in and it's doing a masterful job. All you have to do is keep rising, keep thriving, keep shining brighter than they ever thought you could. Because here's the kicker, the whole time they thought they were playing you, they were only playing themselves. And now, as they sit in the mess they created, all they can do is wonder, how did they let someone as extraordinary as you slip through their fingers? That, my friend, is justice in its purest form.